Let's talk about the number 7 class, Texas A&M. They had 24 commits, 12 of which were ESPN 300 commits, 7 3-stars, 16 4-stars, and 1 5-star, according to ESPN's rankings. They continue to ascend the recruiting trail under Jimbo Fisher. Jesse, I know you love hearing that. And the third,
I'm waiting for Jesse to say some disparaging remark about.
I'm trying so hard. I felt like Jimbo and I got to like an okay place at the end of the season, so I'm just like trying really hard.
You did. It was amazing. I think you agreed with him multiple times, and it was scary.
I did, but it's only because we both were hating on Ohio State. So
That's
like,
true.
There's nobody else that you would love to like be friends with in a moment than someone who has a mutual hatred for someone else.
That's it.
That's what we got. We weren't friends. We just had a mutual hatred.
Right. The enemy of your enemy is your friend. Yeah. So
exactly. Jimbo Fisher is my friend enemy.
There you go. So again, his third straight top 10 class locked up. He had explosive 5-star defensive lineman Shamar Turner sign, the number 4 defensive end, and their lone 5-star. That was a massive December victory over Texas and Alabama, as was ESPN 300 defensive end. Here's the one, Tunmise Edeleye. I have no idea if I pronounced that correctly, but I gave it.
I bet that sounded on the money to me, Wes.
We're so sorry. We're so sorry.
I know. If that's not it at all, please forgive me. Number 6 defensive end over other SEC foes on that signing day. So big win for them there. And then the addition of Elijah Judy, number 20 defensive end.
Any relation to Jerry?
I don't know. You'll have to look that up. He is the number 20 defensive end, gives the class 4 ESPN 300 commits in the defensive trenches. So that's impressive. That's something. And then we had ESPN 300 quarterback Eli Stowers, number 5 quarterback, dual threat quarterback. He's an elite player who apparently has jumped 6 feet 10 inches on the high jump. So it's pretty impressive. ESPN 300 wide receiver Shadrack Banks at the number 6 athlete is a versatile player, could develop into a linebacker. So we'll see what happens with him. They went to South Florida for Miami Central running back Amari Daniels. He was the number 15 running back. And then ESPN 300 safety Kendall Daniels, number 8 safety, was a huge get out of Oklahoma over Big 12 and SEC competition. So ESPN 300 Ruben Fothery, the second, number 19 offensive tackle, is a talented in-state offensive lineman. So, by the way, the fun of this is mispronouncing all these names this episode, and then next year hearing how they're supposed to be said.
Yep.
So.
Assuming that Gary Danielson says them correctly.
Well, that's true. There's a lot of assumptions made there. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Why would you bring up why would you bring up that sack of garbage?
Sorry. I should have said trigger warning. I should have.
Yeah, you got to preface that.
I know.
So here's something interesting for me. And obviously, there's a lot of things that they are going to have to replace, but including Kellen Mond. Calm down, Matt.
I was going to ask if Kellen Mond was going to the draft.
Yeah. So, So the 4 defensive linemen, 300 ESPN 300 commits. To me, that's impressive. So obviously, they have a lot of questions, but that in and of itself is huge. I think we've seen the Aggies be middle of the road to lower SEC ranked defenses. I'm not sure. I don't have the statistics to back that up right now, but just in my mind, when I think of A&M defense, I don't think of them as being terrible nor great. So I think this will be big for them. I think they'll make a next step defensively with some of this talent coming in. So we'll see. This Stowers guy at quarterback, maybe he is, going to be the next big thing. But they're going to have to figure that out at quarterback. So,
yeah.
Jesse, what do you think about this class and Jimbo Fisher's third straight top 10 class?
Good for Jimbo.
Keeping those good vibes going.
Trying so hard. But no, quarterback's huge there. I was never super impressed with Kellen Mond. I never thought that he quite lived up up to the hype. He did better this past season, but for me, it was never the guy that I thought he was supposed to be. So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see now what they do with this prospect. And I don't know who is honestly sitting behind Kellen Mond. I can't remember off the top of my head. So, I mean, it's wide open at QB if you ask me there in College Station. But again, yeah, defense is another place. And I think we're kind of seeing that trend as we go through this list. And we talked about it a ton last season. The defenses in the SEC were not great. They were not the defenses of SEC past. Everyone bolstered up their offense. We were all just scoring constantly. And it was like we forgot about defense. And now everyone's like, oh, maybe we should get defense. Maybe we should get defense. That'd be good too. We got the offense, but we should also keep the defense. They're not mutually exclusive. So I think that's kind of the trend that we're starting to see here. And I would prefer it if A&M stayed middle of the road. But they seem to be trending
especially in the
upwards.
West. Right. So
right. Yeah. I was just don't love that.
We had some listener feedback from Jackson Lafferty on A&M, who he's an Aggies fan. He said A&M really needs to work on their O-line. They got a few promising recruits and a transfer from Tennessee. So they'll also need to find a QB who wants to take risks. In his opinion, Kellen Mond was too conservative of a QB to make big plays. So I kind of share those sentiments a little bit about Mond. I felt like, especially after seeing him in his first season, I believe, to me, I just thought that the sky is the limit for this guy. He looked, making plays left and right against quality teams, and then it just seemed to kind of taper off and not really realize his full potential.
Is that him or is that Jimbo Fisher though? And I'm not trying to come for Jimbo. I know that's what it sounds like. It always does. But you look at even Jameis Winston. Jameis stellar that 1 year, and then it's like the rest of the time at Florida State was nothing. There was no development of talent. So I wonder if he just has to have that ace that comes in and he doesn't really have to do much with. Maybe. And then there's not a lot of development, but we'll see.
That's interesting. An interesting thought because, Jimbo is touted as this, offensive guy and developer of quarterbacks and stuff like that. And so we'll see. This is really, especially with this guy, this new guy, Stowers coming in, we'll see how he develops that guy.
It's easy to have a Triple Crown winner when they come from amazing stock. They've had the best trainers until they get to you buy them and then they win a Triple Crown and you're like, wow, that guy, he does it. And it's like, no, not really. He just got the right horse.
Right.
And so, is he building off of the successes of coaches that have had these players beforehand and leading up to this point and their natural talent, or is he truly developing these players?
Right.
I know so many A&M fans are about to come for me.
Probably.
But just think about it, A&M fans. Just marinate on it.
Yeah. Matt, what are your thoughts on this class by Jimbo?
Jesse, you're already in dangerous territory going after them because they probably already don't like you because of what you say about Jimbo to begin with. But,
yeah, that's fine.
Again, I feel that Tennessee, Texas A&M definitely got a shot in the arm offensively, picking up I can't remember which Tennessee kid it was that went to A&M. Hold on, I'm trying to remember. I think it was Jameer Johnson. Yeah, Jameer Johnson. So he was that'll be a big deal for them. Again, this is a situation where the rich get richer. I mean, A&M last year should have been playing in the playoff. They should have got a little extra oomph from that to begin with. And I don't foresee them slowing down. I mean, Jimbo's won pretty much everywhere he's gone, I think. Although the tail end there at Florida State was kind of iffy, and there's a lot of questionable stuff that happened as far as that goes, especially throwing out your Christmas tree a couple days before you should. But anyway, I'm
left the program in shambles.
Yes, in ruins would be a better word.
Yeah,
they're still trying to recover from that. Is he going to do that in College Station? That's the real question. But yeah, it's one of those situations where if he's able to develop and if he gets the right horse, A&M's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
Is this particular angle going to be continuous over the next couple of years? We'll have to wait and see. But I mean, Jimbo, Jimbo's got a picket fence around Texas right now. And Texas is a recruiting hotbed, and you're outperforming Texas, Rice, and all the other big Texas schools, and you're getting all the recruits. Yeah, you're probably going to be doing pretty well. And Jimbo is doing pretty well, all things considered.
Yep. We'll see. I mean, again, I really don't have anything to add to that. Like you said, the rich kind of getting richer there. So